everyone, Henry Eisenstein here, and I wanted to make this video specifically for those of which are struggling to go from lead to deal under contract. So I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step process that my team and I follow to a T to ensure we have the highest conversion on the leads that we generate. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's dive right in. You generated a lead, and now what? So the first thing that's important to do is you want to underwrite the property. So you want to get a property, you want to underwrite it, you want to understand the intrinsic value of this property first. That is, first and foremost, you need to get enough information from the lead that you just generated to make sure you can underwrite it. And what I mean by this is you've gotten all the questions, which by the way, you've downloaded my script book, you've asked the questions in the script book, which will help you get all the financials and the answers that you need in order to underwrite it, which means you have all the financials on the property. It doesn't matter if you have a multifamily, an industrial building, an office, a retail, it does not matter what kind of property you have, but now you have all the financials so you can now underwrite it. Let's just say that you got a property and you're underwriting it and you see that the property is 20% vacant. Let's say it's an industrial property, 20,000 square feet, 20% vacant, so that's 4,000 square feet of vacancy. The property only brings in, let's say, maybe $200,000 a year in net income, and they want like $3 million for it. All fine, right? This is a very regular lead. What happens here is that now you're gonna underwrite the property and be like, okay, well, are they even close to market rent, right? The property, the tenants that are currently there. You're gonna take 200,000 NOI divided by 16,000 square feet, which means that it's currently rented at $12.5 per square foot triple net. As an example, let's just say that that market actually is like $18 per foot triple net, okay? Really nice area, great area, right? So 18 bucks triple net is something that you know you can get all day long. If that is the case, it's incredibly underrented and it has vacancy, which means you can boost up the rents, right? So, because what the pro forma value is gonna say is like, if we renovated the building, got a tenant in there for the vacancy, it's fully occupied, and we're getting current market rent, which is, we said, $18 triple net. You take $18 times 20,000 square feet is $360,000 in net operating income. Okay, so they might want $3 million now, but we know for a fact that we can bring up the net income to a 360 number, NOI, $360,000 NOI, and you divide that into, let's just say 8%, I could sell it down the road for 8%, be $4.5 million bucks. That means if we needed to fire sale this property that's bringing in a net income of $360,000 in net income, then what's gonna happen is you could sell for probably a 10% cap rate, which is 3.6 million bucks. That means the pro forma value, the future intrinsic value, is somewhere between the 3.6 and 4.5 million, depending on where interest rates are and what cap rates are trading for. What's interesting here is like, let's just say they want $3 million bucks. If we need to come up with an offer, because that's the next step, right? We're gonna underwrite it and then we're gonna make an offer. That's the whole purpose of underwriting the deal, so we know where to come in on our offer on the property. If it's bringing in a net of 200 and my future value is 3.6, I'm gonna have to come in at something like 2 million bucks, maybe 1.8, maybe 2.2, somewhere in the vicinity of like a 9 to 10, maybe 11% cap rate day one. Like, I want to have a really, really good deal and a very good price per square foot. Let's say the market value of price per square foot in this area is like 150 bucks per square foot. They want 3 million. That's where they came up with the 150, right? They want 3 million, $150 a square foot. Most people will go like, oh, well, it's just not a right price, or like they're going to try to pitch out the deal at 3 million bucks. No, I prefer, let's make an offer first. Let's make an offer of 1.8. A lot of people say, well, Henry, I'm not an investor. I'm not telling you to buy it, but you can find an investor and say like, hey, I need you to make an offer on this property. And I would even say for you, make an offer on the property for $1.8 million with 100 contingencies. It is contingent upon renting out the rest of the property so it's not vacant, contingent upon financing, contingent upon inspections, contingent upon lease review and financial review. Because what this is gonna do is, like, think about it. If you bought a building for $1.8 million, this instance, which is really worth probably today $2.5 million, and then down the road will probably worth $3.5, $4 million or so, you're gonna be really excited about getting this deal under contract. But you can also just flip the contract, right? If you really have to, let's say you're in contract and you're terrified, you can also back out, right? Just know like there's a lot of things that you could do, and speak to your local accountant, speak to your local attorney about doing this process, because I've been doing this for years and it's been incredibly lucrative. So what we'll do is that we'll come in with an offer of 1.8 million, and it'll say my name, Henry Eisenstein, and or an LLC assigned. Okay, so I can assign the LLC, right? Let's say I'm freaking the heck out, I can call up a buyer and I can try to flip the contract for 50 grand, and maybe he'll just pay me a commission that way. That's why we run these numbers. Like, okay, if we know that it's gonna be worth 3.6 million to $4 million, I want to buy it at 50 cents on the dollar. So 1.8, I know if I buy it at 1.8, I'm gonna have a very hard time losing money. So I underwrote the deal, I know what its future value is, so I can make sense of where I need to be in current value, current intrinsic value, in order to make a lot of money. Know that I can sell this deal all day long at probably somewhere around $2.2, $2.3 million, because that's a day one, 9 cap? What is that, $200,000 divided by 9%? brings you to 2.2222, okay? So if you had it locked up for 2 million bucks, 2.222 times 6% commission, you can make 133,000 bucks if you sold it at 2.2222. Right? You can pitch it out for 2.2 million, make 6% commission, whatever that comes to, like 136, 130, 126, I don't know what the number is, but get my point. What you're gonna do now is that we just talked about drafting an offer. You're gonna write up a letter of intent. I'm not saying they're gonna accept the $1.8 million offer. The point is I'm putting something in front of them. And if they want $3 million and they get a $1.8 million offer, you'd be surprised about what people will actually consider for their property. Now that we've explained this process, and now that you've made your offer, you're gonna get some feedback, and what's gonna happen is, like, let's just say in this scenario, this is very common. They're either gonna say, I don't want 1.8, but it's very rare that they're gonna be like, okay, let's do the deal, $1.8 million. But if they do, you're gonna get excited. Instead of terrified, you're gonna get excited, and you're just gonna wanna raise some money and buy the deal, or you can find an investor to buy the deal instead at, you know, an inflated price of $2 million or something like that, and you can make a few $100,000. But most of the time, they're gonna be like, I won't do 1.8, you're out of your mind, this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. I won't do 1.8, but I'll do 2.8, 2.5, 2.9, whatever they're gonna say. And you're gonna get a better number out of them. So you're negotiating, that's the whole purpose, right? We're starting the negotiation process because most real estate agents are gonna go, let me get all the financials, let me take all the information, not underwrite it myself, let me give it to an investor, let the investor do the underwriting. This way I'm gonna sit here and just, like, you know, hope and pray and beg that somebody else buys this property or can find some level of interest in this property, and I'm just gonna kind of cross my fingers and wait patiently for that person to possibly make an offer on it. And this all of a sudden takes weeks, if not a month or plus, or whatever it is, and then they don't make an offer, right? They're like, I don't really like the deal. I'm like, you just spent 3 weeks on it, 4 weeks on it, and, like, you're not even gonna make an offer? No, I just don't really like it. When in reality, if they got the deal for $2 million because you're pitching them at $3 million, well, the seller wants $3 million. This is why deals don't happen. So this is why I'm speeding up the process, and I'm forcing the process to, and I'm condensing that process by making the offer right away. I'm doing the underwriting. I don't need to wait on somebody. I could easily sell the property for substantially higher day one. That's what I'm looking for. So let's say they come back and they say, I won't do 3 million, but I'll do 2.5. What I will do, once I actually have their number, because that's the whole purpose of making the offer, is like, I want their bottom line. I want to know what they're actually willing to take. If they're saying 2.5, let's just say that 2.5 million is $200,000 divided by 2.5 million is an 8 cap. Okay, it's an exact 8 cap. You're gonna pitch this deal out, and let's just say, 2.7 million. Or you can even make them an offer of here's an offer of $2.5 million with a 6% commission. I'm not saying they wouldn't accept it with paying a commission. Well, I'm looking to walk away with 2.5. Okay, great. Pitch it at 2.6, 2.7, which makes it obviously a little bit less of a deal. So I'm not even saying that, like, if you have an investor who's willing to offer 2.5 and they want 2.5, add your commission on it, and maybe you don't make 6% because they counter and like, oh, well, we want to walk away with 2.4. Okay, cool, you make 5%. But the point of this game here is, like, you have to play the game of underwriting the deal yourself, make an offer, have an investor that you're very close with that can make offers on any property you come across. This way you can speed up that process at a great price because they're making an offer at a great price. It's going to allow you to see massive success faster in this business when you think and work and operate like an investor first, and then you go into the real estate agent mindset afterwards, secondary. Let's say they want 2.5 and everyone's coming in at that 2.2. You pitch the listing, you're gonna be like, listen, we have a couple options, right? I have a few offers for you. Here you go. You reviewed them, and they come back and like, listen, I won't take that. I want 2.5. John, since you want $2.5 million, in order to get you the best price possible, would you be totally against having me market the property for you? And they might say, no, I actually have no problem with you marketing the property. Great. Set them an exclusive listing, 2.5 million, 6% commission, boom, done. And you can play that game. And they're like, well, listen, I really don't want you marketing the property, okay, but I just want you to come back to me with an offer. I came back to you with 4 offers, John. These are the best prices possible from the most seasoned investors in the marketplace. Either you're going to sell for 2.1, 2.3, right, or you're going to market the property for sale and see if we can get you more money. And you're going to keep tying it back to, well, you can do this, or you're going to market the property for sale. First, think like an investor. Second thing, bringing a buyer to that deal off market. And then third is pitching an exclusive listing. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions for clarification purposes, make sure you go in the description down below. I'm more than happy to support you there. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up so we can continue making amazing content for you. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.